Hi, this is Beanie here. Today I thought of updating SG-Reits. Earlier in my video, this video talks about whether it's time for SG-Reits. I remember that one of the ETF, which is Exchange Traded Funds that I've covered, was CLR here, Lion-Phillip, and the price was around 80 cents. And right now it's near to the top of the channel here that I've drawn in, and it's trading about 86.5. So I thought that it's time to update. And especially I've gotten a document from SGX Group. Right, this is a document that I extracted from their website. And I think it's very good to share with you about the inflow of funds into Singapore REITs for the past 6 months or 1 year that the data shows. All right, so let's take a look at this piece of information. This is a summary of the ETFs that are being launched in SGX. And if you take a look at the REITs ETF, it said that in this headline that it reached a new AUM. So the document was prepared somewhere near August. All right. Now, these are the REITs ETF since 24 July until now. That's 1 year. We can see that there's a consistent inflow in terms of funds into the REITs ETF and as well as the AUM increase. Now, one thing I like to highlight, it's about the dividend yield, the 12-month dividend yield. If you compare the 12-month dividend yield to fixed deposit, or even Singapore government bonds, on the average, even the lowest, which is UOB REITs, and that it's at 4.1%, it's higher than fixed deposit. Now, with interest rate going lower, and this is something that I've discussed in the earlier video, all right, whether it's time to look at SG-Reits. Now, I've highlighted that the movement of REITs is correlated, inversely correlated with interest rate. That means that if interest rate is looking to drop, then we are likely going to see the price of the REITs heading higher. So this has to do with how the REITs finance their current portfolio. That means that they are most likely borrowing bulk of the funds that they need for banks, and interest rate is a direct impact to the cost of financing the properties. So for example, if the forward-looking interest rate is going to be lower, then likewise the investors would want to be looking into REITs now, because that means that they can buy now. Then with a possible lower rates going forward, then there are higher chance of a capital appreciation of the REITs as well as receiving dividend along the way. Right, so if you take a look at the dividend, we have, for example, CSOP and the Lion-Phillip S-REITs having the higher side of the dividends, as well as Nikko, right, at 5+%. All right, so Lion REITs was the one that I highlighted because it has the highest AUM at that point of time. But if you look at the first half return, then the first half return, it's higher for the UOB APAC. Now, what I'm interested in is the average return. So for example, if I compare the yield 5.76 to a 1 year return here. So this is on average, right, about a 15% return. Okay, so that's average about 15% return. Whereas if you take a look at UOB APAC, so that's about 4.1% and a 12% return. This is also on average about a 16% return. I would think that, let me just get the calculator, 5.76 plus 9.35. So this is about 15.1% return. So I still think that on average, the REITs are giving quite a nice year-to-year returns, plus on top that it has this dividend yield. Now, but really, I'm interested in pointing to the second part of this, which is the fund flow. Okay, except for October 2024, in October last year, right, the fund flow for the past 1 year has been on the positive side. Now, with September having the highest flow, but we also saw that REITs had a huge surge in September. So this account for that huge fund inflow, and this also explained why in October there was a negative in terms of the fund flow. But ever since then, take a look at November 24th all the way to June 25, then it's a consistent inflow with especially the highest growth in terms of AUM for the REITs ETFs first half of 2025. So they compared the data from 2020 all the way to 2025, and this would be the highest AUM growth. That means that just alone this year, it had already grown, just first half, right, had already moved and surpassed the AUM for the past 2024 all the way until 2020. All right, so this, to me, I see that as a very positive sign. Okay, so one of the remark here, REITs ETF AUM made a new all-time high, surpassing September 24th high. So that is something I find very encouraging. Now, the other thing which I like to highlight is about this part here, which is on the AUM here, right? So this is the global AUM. CLR, which is Lion-Phillip REITs, has the highest global AUM, and that was the reason why I brought it up last video. But if you have a look in terms of the inflow for first half of 25, then it is the NikkoAM, all right, having the largest inflow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a look at the chart of CLR, which is Lion-Phillip S-REIT, and then CFA, which is NikkoAM, to understand a little bit on the price movement, especially about this Lion-Phillip S-REIT, because I do see quite an increase in terms of volume purchased into this REITs here. Okay, so this is CLR, which is Lion-Phillip S-REIT. I'm right now at the 1 day chart, which is the daily chart. The reason I brought up CLR previously was because of this signal here. Now, this is the signal that I've built, and the way to look at it is that as long as price can close above all the levels here, like above all these orange line, it means that the downtrend here had already reversed. So that was where I first brought up, and I think in my video about this REIT here, because it actually moved above all the resistance level. And the second time was around 80 cents when it sort of retraced to a previous resistance, and it made this pattern which is looking like an inverted head and shoulder here. Now, today's video is to highlight about this equidistance channel here. That means if you take a look at the weekly chart, it's right smack park at the equidistance here with a reaction to it. Reaction means that we can see a doji or maybe a shooting star, which is essentially a little bit of a bearish pattern. But the whole idea is that there is reaction, but this reaction can mean that it might just correct a little bit, or it might just break through this equidistance high. It's to watch for the price action. But again, the one thing I want to bring up is that from somewhere around this April period, where we saw that there was like an inflow in terms of AUM, you can observe roughly from the moving average line of the volume. So this is the moving average line of the volume here. I just try to expand it a little bit, right? That's the moving average, which is the orange color here. You can see that on average during this section here, the volume is about twice as much as the previous volume. This also confirms from this price and volume action here that there is an inflow into REITs. So the question is that whether price will continue to move higher or not, and whether price would break above the resistance, and that is something that we really want to observe. But if you take a look at the rates environment, it seems that going forward we should have a rate cut. That's what being communicated from Fed and as well as from President Trump. But again, that I would really be observing that. Okay, so the other one is CFA, which is this one here. Now, same thing, the volume is also slightly higher than what we've seen in 2023 to 2024. And this is the weekly chart, by the way. And it's also parked right into what I call as a resistance level, and it's right into the whole zone of a resistance zone that I have here. So in other words, if price can close above this resistance zone, then very likely we're going to see this REITs ETF going higher. But it depends on whether it's going to go in a consolidation mode or whether immediately it can just move higher. But all in all, it seems that whether it's from CLR, which is the Lion-Phillip, or it's from the CFA, it's quite consistent to see that a reversal is in place. Okay, what's a reversal? Reversal means that previously it was a downtrend. So that means that price was in a downtrend. And we've seen that price probably stabilized a while since about 2024 until now. So it's go flat. And if there could be a break above this price, it means that buyers are willing to endorse a higher price for the REITs. Technically, it would do a breakout of a consolidation pattern. And I think that that should be quite encouraging for the price movement in future. Okay, all right, so this is what I've observed from the chart, and these are my personal opinion, really more for education purpose. They are not meant for financial advice. And if you like to have a view of the document, which is a REIT ETF, I've attached it in the comment so we can just browse that. And if you do have any comments, please leave that in the comment section. I be happy to do another video to answer them if you do have any questions. And also remember to hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.